Here we are, going live. Good evening, everyone. It is Thursday, September 5th, 2019. That's right. The NFL season is here. It's tonight, starts tonight. Packers travel to Chicago to take on the Bears, and go Pack, go Pack. So there we go. Now you know who I'm rooting for tonight. All right, so today's topic. It's Thursday, so that's, it means lessons in leadership. And we're starting at 6:30 now. So if you're missing this and you want to go live and watch it live, you're more than welcome to join me. It's 6:30 Central Time, 7:30 Eastern, and Monday through Friday. We didn't have one yesterday. Taking a night off on that one, but we're going forward from here on out. So there you go. Lessons in leadership, and tonight's topic in that is suck it up, Buttercup. That's right, suck it up, Buttercup. There's going to be times in your life, there's going to be times in every leader's life when something's going to come up and it's like, oh, it's not what I was expecting. It's not what I want to do, but it's got to get done. And sometimes it's one of the hardest things you have to do because it's not what you were truly expecting. And I've encountered this countless times in life. Sometimes you're the leader, you're up front, you're out there sharing and leading and pushing and pulling. And what happens? There's always going to be somebody dragging you down. There's always going to be somebody dragging you down, and you got to fight through it. And you've got to fight through it. And they're going to counter you with every punch. You throw a left hook, they're going to throw a right hook. You throw a jab, you throw a haymaker. Guess what? You get a haymaker right back at you. But at some point, enough's enough. At some point, you've got to say, you know what? That's nonsense. That's more than enough. We're done here. It's time to move on. So in doing that, you got to know, but you also have to know when that time comes. When is enough enough? When have you had enough of somebody's nonsense that you just throw in the towel and say, you know what? Executive decision, you're out of here. And you got to play it by ear. But sometimes, like I said, you got to suck it up, and and that only lasts for so long. That only goes for so long. And then eventually people are just going to get tired of it. And you got to do what you got to do, and you cannot back down because, again, you set that standard and you move forward. And the other side of the coin, you're now the follower. You want to be the leader, but you got to pay your dues. You're the follower now. You're the one that's in following the trail of the leader. You're paying attention to this leader. You're thrown in and you didn't want that leader, but that's the one you got. It's not the one you needed. It's the one you got. And it's not the one you wanted. There we go. It's the one you needed. But again, you get what you get. So what I'm getting here, sometimes you're just going to have to do a little bit more to get to where you want to go. And especially if it's something that you're passionate about, if it's in the field that you're passionate about, something you're going to give all your heart and time to, you're going to work to strive to excel at that. And again, a little determination, a little grit, you start working it out, you start making it happen, and that becomes success. Little determination, a little passion, a whole lot of grit, maybe a little bit of everything, and that becomes success. But the success is going to be long, arduous. It's going to be an uphill climb all the time. It's always an uphill climb. So do you give up? Well, is the passion worth it? Is what you want to do worth it? No, you don't give up until you get to the top, when you get to the pinnacle. And then even then, you still got to keep going. It's like football players. Professional football players. Here we are at the start of the NFL season. Professional football players, sure, they might be at the pinnacle, but are they the best in their position? Are they the best player on their team? Are they the best player in the NFL? No, because all other teams, 32 starting quarterbacks are going to say, I'm the best quarterback. And we all know different. We all have our own favorite. But that being said, how did they get there? Well, they had to fight through it. They had to persevere. They had to shoulder to the grindstone, or is that nose to the grindstone, shoulder to the wheel? There we go. And push through and fight through and do some things they didn't want to do. They didn't feel good. They were sore. They didn't feel like running. They didn't feel like jogging. They didn't feel like taking the exam. They didn't study, but they had to do it. They had to get through that. They had to constantly keep working through that. And if at one point they say, you know what, enough's enough. I'm going to go and do this, and that's my decision, and I'm going to be the best at it. And whether they like it or not, it doesn't matter. What matters is to you is what matters. So yes, at some point, enough's enough. And that's just the way it is. But again, you're the only one that knows yourself the best. But if you're like in a situation where you got to bring home the bacon, or you're on a team and you're going to be the best on the team, but you also got to make the team the best too, then guess what? You got to listen to that coach. You got to listen to that trainer. That trainer, those each and every one of those NFL players, I guarantee, never like being yelled at by their coach, never like being yelled at by their trainers. But guess what? From pee-wee all the way up to high school, elementary, high school, college football, professional football, their coach is yelling at them today. Right here, right now, there's a coach yelling at somebody because of something. But why? Because they want to win. They want the team to win. It's not an individual, it's a team. So again, they want you to win. They want you to make them look good by making yourself look good. And you have to fight through that. And you have to persevere. And you have to put in the work. You just don't get handed, here you go, you're the greatest NFL player. Here, you're the greatest this, you're the greatest that. Nope. It's practice, practice, practice. And that's the only true way. Because remember, that's just how things get done. So don't forget, the worst is still to come, but it does get better. Once you get to the top, it does get better. But again, there's still more work to do, because somebody famous once said, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And if you're the man, someone's gunning for you. And that's just the way it is. So either you've got to beat them too. And that's the way it is. You've got to put in the work, whether you like it or not. Folks, I'm Dave Guerra. This has been Let's Have a Chat for Thursday, September 5th, 2019. Lessons in leadership. And tonight we're talking about suck it up, Buttercup. That's what it's all about. Is you got to just hustle, grind, and keep grinding, and keep hustling and keep grinding. Whether you're at the top, you're at the bottom, you're on your way up to the top, it doesn't matter. Even at the top, you guys still got to keep climbing higher. That's just the way it is. Everyone, have a great rest of your evening. I'm Dave. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good one.